This is the Peter Greenwood Show at the Edinburgh Fringe, and I have two guests to the right of me. Could you tell me your name and what you do, please?
I'm Mark, and this is
Izzy.
And we are from the Sex Lives of Puppets, Blind Summit Theatre, which is on at the Pleasance Beyond at 9:30.
Let's talk about the show, The Sex Lives of Puppets, just so we're all on the same page.
So, yeah.
Well, it's sort of a series of interviews with sort of pairs of puppets or single puppets, and they talk about their experience of sex.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
And it's sort of and it's based on real interviews, but they are improvised. And it's sort of done like a sort of, we call it fake verbatim. It's sort of Creature Comforts meets porn.
See, when you said that, I did think Feature Comforts, but I don't remember seeing anything like that on BBC One.
No, it's on very late night on Channel 5 would be the slot.
Yeah.
If Channel 5's still going. Maybe it's on cable now.
I know Channel 5 don't do what they used to do, which early 2000s me is very sad about.
And we're probably only fans. That would be that's what we're pitching for.
Or like Late Night Dave or something like that. I don't know.
Where did this show come from? Who had the original idea, and why puppets?
Well, it sort of came from the puppets. So the puppets have been around a while, and they've done a few shows, including a show here called Citizen Puppet, and which was, 2015, I think. And when we got home from that, it was very clear that they still had something to say, and we realised that they wanted to talk about sex, and
like everyone does.
Yeah.
Well, exactly. Yeah.
And so it sort of came from that, and I think the title was born about 5 years ago, and it sort of lay around, and then after COVID, we were sort of starting up again, and picked up this title and thought, well, what is it? And then we collaborated a bit with the National Survey of Sexual Attitudes and Lifestyles, because I thought we should know something about. And so we collaborated with a professor there who told us a lot about what was sort of going on and stuff. And, from that, we improvised the show.
How much of it is improvised as opposed to scripted?
Well, it's quite a mix, isn't it? I think it's kind of half and half, really. I mean, some of the scenes are improvised from a script, so sometimes it sort of blends into each other. But I think it's a real mix of sort of scripts coming from an improvisation as well. So it's, and then kind of in the show we improvise around the improvisations and improvise around the scripts. So it kind of varies from night to night sometimes. We have a little gap where we can sort of feel like we can expand on what we're saying, and so it's a real mix. Yeah.
Are there moments when, during the improvisation, somebody says something and you're like, I can't believe you said that, and you lose it? Like, how do you maintain night after night?
Well, there's something quite interesting. I mean, there is a moment in the show where one of the characters gives another character a name for her vagina. And
that's different every night.
And Izzy makes that up every night, and I'm on the other puppet, and so that is always a bit of a surprise.
Yeah.
And somehow every single name that you've done so far, and it must be it makes me laugh. But what's cool is the puppets don't laugh, so you can laugh behind it, and the puppets keep a straight face. So oddly, we can get away with
not
quite
corpsing too much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's sort of okay, isn't it? I think it's okay. I mean, I'm not watching it, so I don't know. But
I have to know what some of their names are.
Yeah, go for it.
Oh, gosh. What did I do last night? I think I did David Schwimmer last night. Who else?
Roger Federer.
Roger Federer. I think Sir Ian McKellen was one of them.
McKellen.
You shall not pass.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. Daniel Radcliffe.
Daniel Radcliffe was one, yeah.
James Bond.
I think
Who's James Bond?
Julius Caesar.
Julius Caesar.
There's a joke about being stabbed in the... Never mind.
Yes. Yeah, and then I am under pressure to come up with a comeback. And I'm always scared I won't know who it is. because Izzy's slightly, more on trend than I am.
I think everyone I've done there has been pretty.
Yeah, Elton John.
Elton John, yeah.
David Tennant. Oh, a lot of men.
Well, that's the point.
Ah.
Oh.
I don't know. Maybe I should mix it up a
I
bit.
don't know. No, it's interesting.
I feel like as men, we just discovered something. Let's have a quick
Yes.
conference. What
Yes.
do we learn?
What is it? Vaginas are male.
Why is it male?
I don't know. I'm not sure we should have this conversation.
Yes, let's.
Or record it.
Yeah, we'll come back to this. I want to ask about working with the puppets. Is it more freeing to work with the puppets? Do they get away with more than a human character would?
Yeah, I think they do.
I think they do, yeah. I think there's something about also being able to focus on something else in front of you that you are, manipulating and you're sort of talking through that frees you up quite a lot and allows you to sometimes relax into it and find different nuances that, if it was you doing that monologue would be a very different experience. So I find it quite freeing. Yeah.
Yeah, and probably for the audience, they're not sort of looking directly at us. So no one is sort of looking anyone else in the eye while we say these sort of, I don't know if they're
things.
shocking, but they're
Unusual?
yeah, I mean, they're very ordinary, really. I think the thing about it is it is about the sort of sex lives of ordinary people. But of course, we're all perverts.
Everybody is. Nobody will ever admit it, but everybody on Earth is.
Exactly.
So I'd like to ask a little bit about the different characters that you play, because you said it's more than just one puppet. It's couples, it's single puppets. How do you find the character of the puppet, and what's your favourite voice to do?
I think some of the puppets sort of have a certain look that you can't ignore, can you? And sort of, like, for example, we found sort of an Edna Mode type woman.
I don't know
she's
who's
very-
Edna Mode.
That's
In The Incredibles, it's
The Incredibles.
Franny. It's
The no-
Franny.
Right, it's
no
Franny.
capes lass.
Right.
The costume, no, the
Yes.
designer, whatever.
Yes.
No
Um,
capes.
Yes,
No capes.
No capes. Yeah. And she's this sort of small puppet lady with a black bob, and I think we were just improvising one day.
Yes.
And this sort of quite shrill New York accent kind of came out, and then we just thought, well, that's her, isn't it? Like, we can't.
Yeah.
It's sometimes it's so obvious.
It was totally irresistible, wasn't it?
Yeah, exactly. And I think we found them with a lot of improvisations, didn't we? Sort of testing things out, and when they work, and you just know, it suits what they look like. And
Yes. Yeah, and it's interesting. We improvise around genre, so very much the puppets copy actors in things, and so that's it's interesting. You say Edna Mode from Incredibles. That's often where it's come from. So there's a character from sort of Chicago, and there's a sort of Pinter character. Yeah, and they just came from, and we did a thing where guess the genre. So people would do something and we'd have to guess, and out of that, over the weeks, we just collected our favourites.
And there is also what I would describe as Mr. and Mrs. Middle England.
Yes, yeah, they are. Do you mean Merrill and Jeremy?
Yes.
Yes, they were Akeborn. They're in an Akeborn improvisation, which was very difficult to find,
yeah,
wasn't
it was. Yeah,
And is now a
weirdly.
real pleasure. It's perfect that you say that.
Yeah, I believe we're going to talk to them in a minute, aren't we?
Oh God, have we got them? We haven't got them.
Should we find
Oh,
them?
you mean these two?
Yes.
Oh no, sorry.
They're sitting over there.
Yes. No, they are. No, they're not. They're Dimitri and Robin.
Oh.
Sorry, we've got. So they're a Noel Coward. They started
Okay.
as Noel Coward improvisation, and then they were written, and then they were re-improvised. So there's a kind of process of writing. Yes. Yes. Sorry, I've really
Oh, it's okay. It's
messed
okay.
up that bit of the.
Not at all. It'd be like it do. Thank you for your time today. Let's talk to the puppets.
Brilliant.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, let's do it.
Thank you.
This is not how I saw my day going when I woke up. I have to be honest.
Me either.
No.
Yeah.
Gosh.
Could you tell me your names and what you do, please?
Yes, go ahead, darling.
My name is Robin.
And I'm Dimitri.
And tell us about your show, please, a little bit.
Well, it's called The Sex Lives of Puppies.
That's right, The Sex Lives of Puppies.
Yes.
Yeah.
Quite an interesting name, isn't it?
Yes.
And, well, it's sort of us, isn't it?
Yes, we talk about our sex. We explain our sex lives to people.
Yes.
Which is an odd experience,
It
isn't
is.
it, darling? Because we're not.
Yes.
You know, we're private people, aren't we? Really.
We are.
You know, we're that generation. You know.
I mean, I've never told any of this to anyone.
Oh God, no. But you know, we're sort of giving it up for the Fringe. You know.
Well, exactly.
Yeah.
And what stories do you kind of tell to the audience? Can you give us a little preview?
Yeah. Well.
I mean,
we tell our story, don't we, darling?
our story is sort of. Well, it starts when we're. Well.
We just talk about our marriage, really. We're
We
both
do, yeah.
previously married, you see.
Oh,
Exactly.
okay.
That's right.
And 5 years ago, we found each other.
We did, yes.
And,
yes.
when I met him, he was so different, you know.
I was. And you really you really sort of sought me out, didn't you? You found,
I did.
Robin has a sort of gift
Well,
for seeking out the sort of inner sexual me, you know.
yeah.
So
It feels strange to say it.
It does.
It
It's
does,
so
doesn't
early in
it?
the morning. It's
Yes.
a late night show, you know.
Yes. I sort of feel, are we inappropriate now? But we're
Yes,
not.
I think we should in for a penny, in for a pound.
Yes.
You're here now. Go for it.
Yes,
Yeah.
well, what we discovered was that Dimitri likes to be a cat.
Yeah, I'm a cat. Sexually speaking, I'm
Yes.
a cat, you know. I'm not actually a cat. I'm a financier. But
But you're my financial cat.
I'm your financial cat, that's right. Yeah. I'm your fat cat.
Yeah.
That's right.
Sorry, yes.
And we talk about how
How we found it.
how we discovered this.
How we found you, really.
found the inner me.
Yes, I mean,
Should
ultimately,
we go into that? We could go into that.
Please do.
Yeah, well, we did a
Yes.
workshop, didn't we?
we did.
Robin
We
does
started
this sort of
off-
role playing.
Well, exactly. We started off role playing,
Yeah.
and I think, what did you start with? You started with.
Well, you said be anything I want, right?
Yes,
And so I decided to be a coffee table.
that's right. That's right.
You know, I'm not
And-
an imaginative man.
No.
I'm in finance.
But we started off, you were a coffee table,
I was a coffee table.
and then I put a coffee on you.
You put that's right. You sort of dressed me up.
Yes, and I put a Marie Claire,
Marie Claire.
and I put my feet up.
That's right. And then you fell asleep.
Well, yes.
Yeah. So that wasn't very good.
Which was unfortunate, yes. But
I was down there for 45 minutes.
I know, darling, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Your poor kneecaps.
I didn't. Yeah, no, absolutely.
Well, yes,
But
I feel
didn't wanna
awful.
wake
I
her.
feel
didn't wanna
awful
wake
for
her,
that.
you see. Yeah. No, don't, darling. I was fine. It was fine.
But then I
Good
didn't know-
workout for me.
Well, yes.
But I'm glad you woke up eventually.
I did. I
Yeah.
woke up eventually,
Yeah.
and I think I spilt my coffee or something. I spilled
That's
a coffee,
right.
and then
Yeah, that's right.
the wiping up sort of turned
yes,
into a
that's
stroke,
right.
didn't
yes.
it?
You started stroking.
I
and
started stroking
thought-
by accident.
I thought, oh, she's stroking me. Hello. Maybe I'm a cat. You know.
You
And I
see?
started to purr. You know.
Yes.
Like that. You see. Don't know where it came from.
It's
it just
totally
came out
natural.
of me. You know.
Totally natural.
Was
Totally
the
natural.
real me sort of thing.
Well, exactly, and this is it, and this is what we
Like that, you know.
discuss in the show is that
like
he
that.
is
You see.
just so natural, and he's so him, and he's so
So me.
so.
You know.
Well, exactly.
And this is what we talk about in the show, isn't
Yes,
it?
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, zero judgment. This is a safe space. You can tell us anything.
Yeah,
Thank
exactly.
you.
That's
Thank
what
you.
it is. It's a safe space.
Oh, of
Yeah.
course, yes.
Because then you noticed, didn't you?
Oh, I did. I noticed he had a massive erection.
Yeah, well, an erection.
Right.
Anyway, an erection.
Oh no, it was darling. It was huge.
Yeah, was it?
Darling, it was huge.
Oh, thank you very much. You're too kind.
And-
isn't she good? You see? Isn't she good?
If you weren't married to her, I would be.
I know. I'm a very lucky chap.
Gosh, that's
That's
a
the thing. I'm a
thank
lucky
you.
chap, aren't I?
You are.
I am
And I'm a
very
lucky
lucky
woman
chap.
as well. I am.
Oh, darling,
Yes.
so nice of you to say.
Well, I am.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we're
Because-
just lucky to find each other, aren't
Well, we were, because when I met Dimitri, he was so different, and he was so...
Was I?
Well, he was so lost,
Yeah.
in all honesty. You know, it's...
I was lonely, I think.
Yes.
I was just lonely, that's all.
Happens to us all. We all get lonely.
It does.
It
Yes,
does.
exactly.
Yes, it does. And I think I sort of found you at the right time, didn't I?
I think you did. Just in time, probably.
Yes.
God knows what would have happened
Yes.
to me. You know? Yeah, you saved me from a lot of problems, I imagine.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
I feel I must ask, just between
Yeah.
us, if you've taken on the personality of a cat,
Yeah.
have you taken on any animalistic qualities?
Good question.
Yes.
Good question. What
Well-
animal would you be, do you think, darling?
Oh,
You've never
gosh.
done it. Have you ever
I've
done
never
your
done
own
it.
workshop?
I've never done it because for some reason I'm all right. You know, I don't. But then sometimes I think I'm a peacock.
A peacock? Well, you
Yes.
are, you know, you are.
I
Well,
feel
that's-
that inside me
that's-
sometimes.
She's a peacock.
And I feel myself. I feel
That's
myself
right.
sort of sauntering around the house.
Yes.
And I sort
With
of
your
feel.
feathers up.
Well, exactly.
Get yourself a feather duster and
That's
some
right.
high heels.
Well,
That's
this
right.
this is it.
Isn't
exactly.
a peacock a male bird?
Yes, but you know, you can be anything you want to be, can't
Can you? Of course you can. Of course you can.
Well, exactly.
Makes me feel a little odd, but there we are.
The peacock and the cat.
Yes.
Oh, that's a kids' movie if ever I heard
I
one.
think it might
Well, this
be.
definitely is
Might
not
be
a
an
kid's movie.
X-rated kids movie. We'll bring it back next year.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds like a show. Thank you for talking to me today.
Thank you for having
Thank
us.
you very much.
Yeah, wonderful.
It's been wonderful. Yes.
Never been on a podcast.
No, it's great.
Do you think you'll start your own?
Well, why
Well,
not?
that's an
Do you
idea.
think do you think we should?
I think you absolutely should. I think you should do it in animal masks. You can be a cat, you can be a peacock.
Yes.
Gosh,
And-
you've given us an idea now, haven't you?
Great idea. Great idea.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. We get the puppet furries market. Yeah. We interview all those animal puppets.
There has to be a puppet furry market out there somewhere.
There's got to be.
Always,
There's got to be.
always.
There's something for everyone, isn't there?
The Sex Lives of Puppets is playing every day until the 25th at 9:30 in the evening at Beyond at the Pleasance Courtyard. Go to edfringe.com for tickets. This episode was produced by @VCToriaA on Twitter. Go say hello to her. And it was hosted by me, Peter Greenwood. Until next time, bye everybody, bye.